Dirk Nowitzki has a workout routine that's impossible to emulate. The fun part is that many incoming rookies attempt to join him when they first join the team. But after a month or two, Dirk is alone once again. You can only pretend to be great for so long. The great ones just do it naturally. Take the most amazingly talented team of 12 players in the country right now. If they replace the worst player on their roster with you, and you would be inspired to work harder than you are now because of the opportunity, then the fact you aren't working that hard now is one of the reasons you can't make that team in the first place. Excellence is not a trophy. It's not a win. It's not the applause, and it's not being known as the greatest. Excellence is the gradual result of always striving to do better. And there's room for every one of us to bask in its glory. There are no just this one time events. Each chance you're faced with adversity, you're teaching yourself this is what we do when faced with a challenge. The hurdles only get bigger, so be willing to go through it now or to forever get further behind. Imagine the toughest game atmosphere. Now imagine if that was the only basketball you ever knew. Like growing up in New York, you'd either be forced to quit or adapt. So be grateful for the times that are too hard to handle, and seek to have as many of those moments as you can find. What's up? How you guys doing today, man? Hey, here with Limitless Hoops and 50 All-Stars yet again, as we always are. All right, and we're here to with one goal only, and that is to become the greatest player in the entire world. All right, to be the greatest player who's ever touched a basketball. That's our goal. All right, and it's our goal in a way like where in such a way where it's your goal to get 100% for every single test, all right? And if that's not your goal in school, then, I mean, you're probably not going to do that well, all right? It shouldn't be if it's not your goal to get 100% on the test, what you're saying is your goal is to not get 100% on the test, all right? No matter what reality is, all right? No matter what reality is, you can still state what you're trying to do. All right? No, you're not going to be perfect at every single thing, but you strive towards perfection. Like, yes, there will never be world peace in this world, but you don't go out and try to kill people. All right? Gavin Witt, what's up? What's up, Roy Dawes? Roy, with all the quotes today. He had quotes yesterday, too. The day you plant the seed isn't the day you eat the fruit. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. All right? So, yeah, just understand what our goals are. And your goal should be to be the absolute tippity top best. All right, if you're shooting for second place, you ain't gonna come in second place, man. You're gonna come in like eighth place. All right, you're shooting for first, you're shooting for best. You're trying to win every single game, because if you're not trying to win, then you're trying to lose. There's no in between. You're either trying to do well or you're trying to do poorly. You're not trying to do average. And even that's pretty bad. So, again, aim for the top, and then if you fall below that, it's all right. All right, what's up, Dylan Devaney, Noah Massa? We got a full party here today. Road, I thought it was day 1005. All right, let's begin. We got our story of the day. Let's watch it.
The principle is competing against yourself. It's about self-improvement, about being better than you were the day before.
Now, obviously, that guy's racing himself because there are two black guys wearing the same exact outfit. Come on, guys. But yes, he's going against himself, and that's who you're racing as well. All right. The principle is competing against yourself. All right, against yourself, and you want to make sure that all you're thinking of is self-improvement. All right, you're constantly thinking of how you can improve yourself from day to day. All right, and if you do that in like a small term, that big thing that I said about being the greatest player of all time, that kind of, it's not as big a weight anymore. All right, because you can either see it as I'm going to be the greatest player of all time, and you can use that as your light at the end of the tunnel, like the thing that like motivates you, the fuel, or you can see it just I'm going to be better than I was yesterday. All right, whatever you consciously need. Whatever helps your mind out that particular day is perfect. All right? Sometimes you need to be the dreamer. Sometimes you need to be the doer. Sometimes it's somewhere, whatever, a combination of the two. But whatever keeps moving you forward at the fastest pace possible, use that. All right? And it's about being better than you were the day before. So just think of yesterday, and you're battling yourself. You can't be dissuaded by the people in practice who like have it all done, or the guy who's taller than you, or the other team who's been together longer, or whatever. All right, you got to judge yourself by how you were yesterday, and that's why Rohit's doing so amazing, because he's legit. He could kick that dude's butt, the guy from a month ago. He could destroy that player, and that's a cool thing. Can you say the same about yourself, or is it like a tie between who you are now and the person that you were a month ago? And how about the person that you're going to be in a month? You want to cheer that guy on. You want that guy to be pushed further than any other guy as well, because you want that guy to be the best version of yourself, and then do it again and again and again. All right, Gavin, John just gifted you like 2001 Toyota Civic. Oh yeah, no, I think $2,500. That would buy you a pretty decently moving car. Basically, right? Yeah, Gavin with a big prize the other day. He won $1,000 worth of coins to buy merch. Might as well throw this on it too. You can get every single thing in our whole store for that much. I think you can get a lot of stuff. I don't know. And then you also got a free year's membership. So congratulations once again to Gavin Witt. All right, let's move on. Let's check our homework for the day. Is anyone posting the homework? Again, man, like, yo, I know you shouldn't be cocky in this world. I know that, like, you should be humble. I know that, like, like you shouldn't like lift yourself up too high and blah, 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 blah. But the best players do it. And I'll tell you right now, like, whether it was on the basketball court or in the classroom, I did it. So on the court, like, legit, I didn't come up with this. My teammates used to say. They said, whenever a camera's on or whenever a girl walks through the gym, John is going to dunk the ball. And they were like making fun of me. But I think it was just a coincidence. But then after I got to know myself a little bit more, that was what was going on. And then when I was overseas in Taiwan, they barely even spoke my language. And then after like about half the year, a player goes, hey, everyone's saying that whenever that red light is on the camera, you're going to dunk the ball. And you're going to do something very, very like fancy. And I was like, oh my God, it's going from country to country. But it's true about me. And in terms of like school, I hated when the teacher just gave everyone their pieces of paper back, like secretly. I hated that. I loved it when the teacher was like, and here's who got the A's today. And because I would always be like, here we go, boys. I loved it in college when they put the grades on the board. Like, they would put the grades on the board outside the classroom so everyone could look at it and, like, go down and see their name and stuff. I love that crap because I'm just competitive, I guess. Or maybe I'm just a jerk. I have no idea. But I do know if there was a homework page, I would be posting it every single day just to show people that I'm a harder worker. And I'm not comparing myself to him, but Kobe Bryant most definitely was like that. He didn't want to just beat you. Some people will try to like beat you and then they're like, look, I'm not even trying. Kobe's like, I'm going to beat you and I'm going to prove to you that I'm going to try harder than you will ever be willing to try. That's why he was the first person in the gym every single day. The only person that ever beat that dude to the gym was Ray Allen, and he was mad. So whenever they faced each other, the cameras were on the court 3-4 hours before the game to see who would be first. And and it was like an ongoing battle between those two. And I just think that that's cool. So like, but I don't think that this is cool because we got Rohit posting a little bit. We got Noah posting 5 seconds worth. Post. Show me how great you are. And if you think that this doesn't matter, it does, because one day we're going to be on the road, and who am I going to play? I'm going to play the kid who's going to like survive our program. I'm going to play the kid who I think who I think deserves it. The kid who I think will win the game for us. And if we're like losing the game, which we normally do because I play us so far up, I'm going to play the kids that work the hardest because I have faith in them. So show me. I'm the teacher. Show me that you can turn in homework at a high clef. And if you can't, that's on you, man. Because if we can get everyone doing this, that's how we create the culture. I have the culture building thing right here for you guys. So don't get it twisted. This is absolutely all that there is to it. All right? You do the work. You post the work. You show up to workouts. You show up to games. And then you're great. That's it. I mean, like, it's all here in the book, right? You do all that stuff. All the things that I'm telling you, it's not impossible because all of you guys have done it at least one day. You do that all the time, there you go. There's all your dreams. Now, if your dream is to make it to the NBA without ever working, well, I can't do that for you. I'm sorry. Let me just get to D1 or be the best player of my high school without ever trying. I don't know how you can do that unless you're like already a 7-foot tall player. I don't know, and that is beyond my teaching. But I do know if you follow this path and you guys are posting, you win. Period. If you're posting, you win. If you're not posting, you're probably going to lose. And that's all I can say about it. So you can decide. Will you post every single day or will you not? Or somewhere in between. But let's say that you do 50%, then you're going to be 50% short. 75%, you're going to be 25% short. Doing 100%, you will make it to your full potential, period. All right, moving on. We got our elementary school drills. This is for tomorrow's Thursday practice, which we are not having until January. So I'll just speed through these real quick. We got reverse layups to begin with. This is one of the few things that we do during our warm-ups for the games. We will practice one warm-up thing before practice or during the first 10 minutes, and this is one of them, reverse layups. Based on how to bounce for shots, loose balls. When you dive for a loose ball, you got to get low. You got to slide. You got to figure it out. Press break walkthrough. I'm going to show you guys that right now. 49 seconds down by 3 with free throws. Fine, I'll post them. Check in 2 minutes. If you don't check, I won't post tomorrow. 6 viewers. Dang. Check right now. I've already checked. So Rohit, everyone sees it. If you post, you're on the website. I will check once a day, and that day is tomorrow. All right. 49 seconds down by 3 with free throws. On the sideline out of bounds. If there's 6 seconds left and you're down by 3 with free throws, you of course want to make your free throws. All right, and if you make both of them, and you're down by 1 with 6 seconds left, and they have the ball on the sideline. You overly deny, and I would say definitely foul them. Obviously, all right. If it's switched and the roles are reversed, and we have the ball and we're down by 1 on the sideline. We want to make sure that we get the ball in bounds, and then we can drive to create. All right, drive to score, our drive to create. But we have to get the ball in our best playmaker's hand. And to get the ball, we have to screen well. If we're down by 2, same exact thing. We can even hit out for the 3 for the win if it's a good shot. If we're down by 3, however, now the creating isn't going to work as much. Now we have to get some kind of screen action happening so that we can get people open for a 3-point shot. And if we have some amazing player, he can create a shot for himself, but that's pretty rare. But now it's going to take a combination of penetrating and screening to make that happen. Then we would play 5-on-5 full court, applying offensive and defensive principles. All right. But for the press break walkthrough, let's watch it real quick. All right. For a press break walkthrough, try to pay attention because there's going to come a point in time where we're going to be pressing the games and they're going to be kicking our butts. All right. They're going to be spanking us. We're going to be losing. And then I'm going to be like, who here knows the press break? Because if a team presses us, they have a chance to beat us by 70 because they're going to be scoring quick baskets. All right. But honestly, we don't even need our best players in the game. We just need the people who know how to break a press the best. So let's say that we have like 5 players who are our best. The other 5 players are bench players. These 5 players, if they played the game with no pressing allowed, they would like lose by like 10 to this other team, okay? These players would lose by like 30 to the other team, okay? Now, the other team starts to press us since they're better than us, and the first 5 players don't know the press break. They're going to lose by 70. These 5 players who are definitely worse than the top 5, they happen to know press break, well, they're going to break the press and only lose by like 30. All right. So if you know how to break a press, you're a crucial member of our team, especially in times where the other team is trying to punk us because it is really simple to break a press. All right. It's really, really easy. So let's watch it. All right. So for this press break right here, all right, we have the basketball is going to be taken out by our power forward. Okay. The power forward will take the ball so that there's no confusion. So that the power forward takes the ball out of bounds. You don't want to stand behind the backboard because you can't throw the ball long. So you get to the side. All right. The center will be at half court. All right. On this half court, you don't want to be on that half court because if you catch the ball there, you will get stuck. So you're going to be on this half court, and then we have the small forward right here. All right, the point guard and the shooting guard will be right there. Now, as they match up, all right, we have all these people guarding people, right? All right, as they match up, we are going to screen across to get open. We're going to screen across, so they should probably be denying, right? All right, and he'll be right there. We're going to screen across, but screen on the bottom side. Not the top side, not the middle side, but the bottom side. Because now, if they hit the screen and your man's right there and they don't help, he'll be open. If they do switch, however, now you screen on the bottom side, now you're open for a little bounce pass right there. Okay, so that's how you screen to get open. Either way, if they pass the ball this side to him, this out of bounds player will sprint all the way up the court. Okay? If he passed it this way, he'll sprint all the way up the court this way. Now, let's assume that he passed it that way and he sprints up the court, and this guy will follow him. All right. The opposite half court guy, the opposite, he will flash in the middle. If the ball went there to this guy, the opposite will flash in the middle. That's easy. All right, but it went this way. So he will flash to the middle. Now, if he's open, we can pass there, and he can pass up for a layup. If he's not open, it's all right. This guy goes down the court and just looks, tries to get open wherever, okay? All right. Now, here's the game. This guy will go forward. He'll dribble forward as this guy spreads out. And then this guy will have his back. If he's not open, he passes back. And then he will dribble forward. And as he dribbles forward, this guy will go straight. And this guy will come to half court. And this guy will have his back. And that's about it. At that point in time, someone should be open. But if they're not, again, you pass back. He dribbles forward. with the ball. He gets his straight ahead. He gets middle. And he has his back. Through all this, you're going to be open because if you're here, it's one-on-one. You should be able to beat that guy. No matter who helps. If this guy helps, well, then he's open. If he helps, then the middle guy's open. And usually it's this guy helping. So the back guy's always open. And the back guy has all this room to run once he gets it. All right? And if no one's open, and you think that no one's open, and you're getting double teamed, well, it's probably the far guy. And this is why you should impress when you're a young kid, because it's stupid, because you would just leave that guy wide open and it works until you're about fifth grader. And then they go, wait a minute, he's open. And then presses really don't work. If you have a back guy back here, you have a middle guy, a straight ahead, and a long guy. If you have all these people and you can dribble the ball, there is no such thing as a press. Presses are too easy to break at any level. That's why they never press in the NBA, because it doesn't make any sense to just double team someone with that much of a court wide open. All right, Rohit, I'll give you a 10-second head start in trivia today. John, I keep on hurting my knee, but it's not so bad that I can't play on it, so I am. What should I do to take like 2 days off where I just shoot? I would say for a hurt knee, you want to stretch. All right, stretch like 3 times a day. Definitely take care of yourself. You want to rest, ice. What is the third one? Compress, and then elevate. So rest, definitely. Elevate your knee. Rest, and then ice your knee, and then compress it, like wrap it, and then elevate it so that the blood rushes one way or the other. That's the best way to get rid of the knee stuff, but I would definitely suggest stretching. Stretching is huge. All right, anyway, that was everything about that. And I know that might seem very complicated, but at least you should have a brief view of how we break a press, what we're going to do for it, and we have a chance. I don't know. Anyways, let's move on. Let's go to our trivia real quick. And on our trivia comes from this page right here. Let me see. So for our trivia, on our website, you click on curriculum, all right, and then you click, it talks about it here. Answering trivia questions during the live stream that are derived from our History of Hoops section found via the challenges link below. Click on the challenges link. You can go to our History of Hoops section, okay? We have not used this yet. I've been using this little just trivia thing that's just like in a calendar, but I will start to use this, and I made it even easier for myself. You click on the History of Hoops, it pulls up this page, all right? And it has highlights, moments, games, characters, insanity, non-NBA stuff, and then just 120, how much was that? 10? 60 more different things that are just the highlight of all the history of NBA. Basically, if you were talking to someone and they were like, yes, I love the NBA, and they're like an older person that knew the history of the NBA, and you asked them to name a moment, to name a great moment in NBA history, they would name something on this page, period. I don't think that they can name something that isn't on this page. All right, out of the greatest moment in the history of the NBA. All right, they might be able to come up with like a couple of moments that were like standout, kind of, right? But nah, I included everything. There's 120 different things on this page, and if you know this stuff, you know the history of the NBA. And if you know this stuff and you know the history, you're gonna be more prideful about it. All right. And there aren't too many NBA players that don't know their history. This is why you actually study history in class, is because it's a mental thing. It makes you more patriotic towards your country and more likely to die for the country, more likely to work for the country, because you're like, I know George Washington would have wanted me to do this, blah blah blah, right? If you know the history of something, you let it you let it envelop you. So that's why we focus on the history of these things so much so. But I added a new button. 60 points in 29 minutes, maybe. The newer things, they have to stand the test of time first before I remove something or just add to it. So once I get like 10 new things, I'll start adding to it. So I would say the bubble, the NBA bubble, I didn't mention. Klay Thompson's great quarter. Everything about the Warriors, because Finn Kaufman loves the Warriors, okay? All right. But what else is there? Anthony Edwards dunk, maybe? over Utah Watanabe. That was kind of crazy. All right, there's a lot of moments that I haven't included, but usually from 5 years ago or beyond, I have them all. But on top, I added a new thing to help us out for the trivia. It's a button. It's a random video button, just like that. And it'll take from these 120 videos, it'll play a random one like this. Larry Bird. Conference semifinals. So you can go to that page and click on a random one any day. Maybe watch like one per day. And then you can just get to know the history of the NBA a lot more. This is the game where Bird was facing off against Dominique Wilkins. I didn't put this is the whole game. Wow. All right. So sometimes they're a whole game, sometimes they're highlights, etc. But that's what we have. Anyways, trivia question for today is not from that page. It is from my little sheet right here. All right. And good luck in doing it. I guess Finn Kaufman says he's going to give you a 10-second head start, guys. But Finn's big time on answering these things. I've actually been studying the trivia instead of finals. As you should. Yes. This is way more important than finals, guys. Don't forget that. School is second place to basketball. All right. Here's an interesting question today. The question is, who was I did not know this one. Who was the first Asian American coach in NBA history? Who was the first Asian American coach in NBA history? Who's that person? Who is it? Who? I'm an owl. All right, someone guess it, please, so we can move on. And does anyone have it? Anyone? You get a point. Who's going to be? I was shocked. When I saw the answer, I was like, oh, I guess that does count. That's weird. And that's the answer from Finn Kaufman. There's no way he knew that. He definitely Googled it. Tell me different. Tell me that you knew that. Tell me. Go ahead and lie to me and tell me that you knew that. I forgot to give them 10 seconds. All right. That is the answer. Eric Spoelstra. He looks hella white, but I guess he's Asian American. So that totally counts. Noah, you missed it by a second, my man. Almost. But you do have a point up there. You got 1 point. Now, Finn Kaufman has 8. All right, but great job. Let's move on to our picture of the day. This is a great moment in NBA history right there. All right. And this is Steph Curry knocking down, finally beating the record. He holds the all-time record, and he's done it in like almost half the amount of games that it took Ray Allen. It's crazy. And I looked up to see what it was like when Ray Allen jumped or beat out Reggie Miller in his goal, and it was like a pretty big celebration. So then I looked to see who did Reggie Miller beat, and I was like, who was a good three-point shooter? Because the three-point shot really just started getting counted in 1979. So I was like, who was it? It wasn't Bird. He didn't shoot that many threes. I was like, probably like Dale Ellis. I looked it up, and I was right. But they didn't make any hoopla about it at all, because Reggie Miller and Dale Ellis were actually still playing in the NBA at the same time. So when Reggie Miller caught him, Dale Ellis passed him again, and then it went back and forth for a few games. So, but they like mentioned it. It wasn't a big deal, because three-point shooting is kind of a newer phenomenon. And the funny thing is, since Reggie is third place and Ray Allen second place, and this guy, Steph Curry, is first place, and he'll be first place for a long time. He's got a long way to go. This might be an unbeatable record. All three of them are there. The fourth place guy is not Dale Ellis. Dale Ellis has now fallen so far down. It's crazy, because everyone's shooting threes. There's James Harden, Kyle Korver, Vince Carter, Jason Terry, Jamal Crawford. Some of these guys aren't even starters. All right. Paul Pierce, Damian Lillard, LeBron James doesn't even shoot threes, and he's 11th all time. Jason Kidd, who was told that his name was Asen because he had no J. Dirk Nowitzki, Joe Johnson. How's he winning all-time three-point shooters? J.J. Redick, who's never the best player on this team. J.R. Smith is up there. Kyle Lowry, Chauncey Billups is a point guard. Kobe, Paul George, Klay Thompson, Rashard Lewis, Peja Stojakovic, Wesley Matthews. Wesley Matthews is a role player. He's up there. And then finally, Dale Ellis. I mean, that's insane. And Kevin Durant's about to pass Dale Ellis too. In the time before the three-point revolution, all these guys weren't here. Ever since Steph Curry came along, everyone's changed their game. and it's unbelievable. Even Kimber Walker. I'm not Arnold Schwarzenegger. Kimber Walker is even close. It's insane. But yeah, Eric Spoelstra looks Mexican. That he does. That he does. All right. Anyways, just showing you the history of that. That's pretty interesting. And then we got our middle school stuff. Looks like this. Buffalo layup drill, points in the pod, contest shots, flat show on the handoff. At the on-ball screen, you want a flat show on it. We talk about that more later, starting in January. 0 to 3 seconds down by 3 with free throws, Olympic drill. And then we got our high school star passing, post catch, quick finish, 3-on-3 defensive positioning. Then we got press break, repeat. 49 seconds down by 3 with free throws in the bigs versus guards, where we make the bigs on our team play the guards and 5-on-5. So you guys can practice being tough, and also the bigs get to practice ball handling. And we get to see maybe who shouldn't be where they're supposed to be. All right. Let me see. Now we have our quote of the day. What is the quote of the day? Success is dependent on effort. All right. Success is dependent on effort. Is that the actual quote? Yeah, that's it. All right. Success is dependent on effort. Five-word quote for the fifth day of the week: Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So this is tomorrow stuff. Success is dependent on effort. That's exactly what I was talking about in the beginning. All right. And I'm not talking about if you try, you're going to get an A. I'm not talking about that. If you try, you're going to win the game. I'm not saying that. I'm talking about real success. Success is not winning the game. Success is not getting an A. If it were, that means that every person who cheated on a test to get an A succeeded. That means that every time that the teacher was like, oh, I think that you're dumb, let me make this test easier, then you succeed? No, that's not what that means, right? Oh, let me just change the score of the game to make you guys the winner. Is that success? Or let me play you guys down 2 grids. Is that success? You know it's not. So why is success when you have all the effort in the world and you tried your hardest and you fell short by this much? How is that not success? If winning when you don't deserve it or when you didn't work for it isn't success, we all know that, we all get that, then how is losing when you tried your hardest anything but success? That is success. All right? It's completely dependent on your effort. If you gave effort, you succeeded, period. So if you tried 100%, you won. And I know you don't hear me. I know you don't hear me, but you will understand when you're 40 or 50 years old. Trust me on this one. I just need you guys to try your hardest. And if you do that at something that you love, you win in life. So success is dependent on effort. Sophocles, that's our second Sophocles quote. Crazy. All right, man, we are so deep on this show. All right, that's my time, you guys. Don't forget that the quote of the day is success is dependent on effort. And fantastic job to Finn Kaufman once again for kicking some butt in trivia. To anyone posting homework, great job. All right, that's what I want to see. That will be our version of effort. You post that stuff. Anyone showing up tonight for the workout, I will see you guys then. Anyone signed up for the games this weekend, we will know it by Thursday or Friday whenever they happen to post the games. And make sure you guys show up 30 minutes early for the games. That's about it. Anyways, that's my time. I'll talk to y'all later. Big ups and 50 All-Stars, baby. 50, baby, 50. All right. Peace, everybody.